gotta calm down, brother. Cause listen, man, things can get real sticky real quick, and then everybody would say, this is what we do every time we come out. This is what we do when we come out.
He already said, he wanted to move up in college to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So, yeah, he definitely did say that too. Exactly. Yeah.
We ain't worrying about, right now we ain't worrying about Crawford. We gonna clean 147 now, and then we gonna move to 154. If he there and he got a belt, we coming after him. Simple as that. Bro,
listen, just like you talking, just like you doing all that talking, bro, it can turn deadly real quick, but on both sides. So why not support, listen, why not support your fighter? Support your fighter. You ain't got nothing wrong with that. Support your fighter. Y'all support y'all fighter. Let's come together, make this event a success, instead of everybody saying every time we get together, you know what I mean, it's always shooting and violence. Everybody know Team Crawford. Y'all know I get active.
Terence Crawford interrupts Jaron Ennis versus Xander Zayas press conference and sends a warning to Jaron Ennis. Crawford stepping into the press conference instantly shifts the entire atmosphere as he directly dismisses Jaron Ennis and backs Xander Zayas with full confidence. The moment gets heated as he warns.
You a
there is stuff.
You a
see.
You a you a
hold
talking to.
Let Aaron.
You a because you keep talking like a.
You
doing all that talking.
That's how
you doing all that talking.
You can't be always talking. I come back.
You don't talk, and you talking too much.
I try to tell you you should have been y'all.
Terence Crawford interrupts Jaron Ennis versus Xander Zayas press conference and sends a warning to Jaron Ennis. Crawford stepping into the press conference instantly shifts the entire atmosphere as he directly dismisses Jaron Ennis and backs Xander Zayas with full confidence. The moment gets heated as he warns that Boots is not ready for what's coming, suggesting Xander has the tools to completely overwhelm him. It turns into a verbal clash that raises the stakes of the entire matchup.
Great relationship with him, and obviously those words mean the world to me. From somebody like him, what he means to the island and to boxing, it's amazing. So again, like he said, I could fight, I could box, I could do it everything in there. And inside that ring, I'm the natural 154 pounder. So I've been here for a long time. I'm here to keep taking over the division, and I'm excited to continue that.
Jaron Boots Ennis sends a clear message of confidence, insisting that if he executes his game plan correctly, he believes he can stop anyone in the division. His words show full self-belief and an aggressive mindset going into this level of competition. At the same time, the tone from the opposition suggests they're welcoming that confidence, setting the stage for a tense buildup where both fighters are mentally locked in and ready for a serious clash.
I know if I do the right things, I will stop him.
Absolutely.
Everybody will go down.
Absolutely not.
Everybody will go down.
Absolutely not.
Why do you say that?
Because this is so much that I see. I know for a fact that I know he's not going to be able to take this.
Cool. I'm glad you think that way. I really do. I really do.
For Xander Zayas.
That's me. I'm not worrying about none of that, bro. I'm not worrying about none of that. I'm not worrying about none of that.
Second fight.
Them things come back home with me.
Touch him one more time. Last time you're gonna touch him. Last time you're gonna touch him.
What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna do nothing. Yeah. What's up? Yeah. He don't want them joints. Yeah. He a baby, bro. He a baby. I ain't worried about him. No, he cool. Yeah. He know better. He all right.
Hold that stare long enough. Something like that is bound to happen.
Terence Crawford respects the matchup, but clearly signals concern, suggesting Xander Zayas may be stepping into deep waters too early in his career. While he acknowledges Zayas' confidence and ambition, he still leans toward experience being the deciding factor. It's a calm but firm warning that the challenge ahead might be bigger than expected.
Tough fight, especially for Xander at this point in his career, but it shows his heart and his confidence, you know, that he have in himself. And he's ready to go make history for his country. And he's going to do real well in that fight. You know, I just think, you know, right now, you know, it's a little bit too early for him.
Rolly Romero leans toward Boots, pointing out the clear experience gap between the two fighters. He highlights how Boots has been in deeper waters and has more ring maturity, which makes him a safer pick in this matchup. At the same time, he still acknowledges Xander's potential, but the message is clear. When levels matter, experience often becomes the deciding factor. It adds more weight to the growing belief that Boots may have the edge.
It's hard to really go against Boots because on that one was specifically Xander. You know, I feel Xander's still young, you know? Boots is a lot older and has a lot more experience.
Greg Hackett brings balance to the discussion, praising Xander Zayas for his size, strength, and all-around skill set, while also recognizing how durable and confident he is as an unbeaten fighter. He stresses that this is a real test for Boots, not an easy walkover, because Xander hasn't shown signs of being broken in the ring. His view builds the fight up as a proper clash of styles, youth, power, and resilience all colliding at the highest level.
All about the fight is Xander is big, young, strong, skillful, and he not afraid. Boots, we know he trying to bring everything to the table, the speed, the power, you know, just the lights. He bringing everything to it. I think it's a great test for Boots because this is a guy who you can say is durable. You can say he's durable because he's never been stopped. I never even seen him go down. You know what I mean? So it's not like we talking about a chump. You know what I mean? He come in to fight. And I think this kid being young will make him dangerous. Him being young, energetic, and then a big guy. He got real good size to him. Exactly. You know what I mean? Strong guy. And I think that right there enough is going to make it a great fight.
Xander Zayas reflects on the heated face-off moment, especially Boots touching the belts, which clearly sparked tension between them. While he initially brushed it off with confidence, it quickly turned into a point of frustration as the gesture continued. His reaction shows both confidence and irritation as he refuses to be intimidated. It adds more fire to the rivalry, showing that the mental battle is already underway before they even step into the ring.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I knew that was something that was going to happen. He was going to touch the belt, and at the beginning, I told him, touch him. This is the closest you're going to get to them. So I don't mind you touching what's mine, because at the end of the day, he's going to stay at home. But then at the end, he just started rubbing, and I'm like, all right, bro, like, we're good. Like, you don't have to keep touching him. And he touched him again, so I dropped him. I'm like, all right, this is the last time. What's up? And that's about it.
Jaron Boots Ennis keeps a calm but confident tone when talking about Xander Zayas, refusing to overhype him without actually sharing the ring. But even in that uncertainty, you can hear the self-belief in his words. He acknowledges Xander's skill set, suggesting he's better than most at 154. Yet, he also makes it clear he could end things early if the opportunity comes. That mix of respect and quiet threat shows exactly why Boots is so dangerous. He's not disrespectful, but he fully believes he can take anyone out if he's sharp on the night.
Xander's the best guy out of everyone that you've fought so far. I mean, obviously you haven't been in the ring with him yet, but are you expecting that at least?
I mean, I can't really say like you said because I haven't been in the ring with him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? I can go in there in the first round and get him out of there, and we're not able to see nothing from him. So, like, I can't really say, but I think he got out of all the guys at 54, he got a better skill set than most of those guys at 54.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn highlights how intense the face-off atmosphere has become, pointing out that tension is clearly boiling over between the fighters. The verbal exchange and near-physical confrontation show that this is no longer just promotion. It's personal energy building into a real fight night mentality. Hearn even admits he likes seeing that kind of spite because it often produces better performances in the ring. It shows both fighters are emotionally invested, and when tempers rise this early, it usually means the fight itself is going to carry even more aggression and urgency when it finally happens.
I think when you're getting poked like that in a face-to-face, you know, after a while the temper goes, and it's good. You know, I think it's going to be that.
Greg Hackett breaks the fight down in a realistic way, stressing that everything will come down to who performs on the night. He explains that Xander Zayas will need to use his size, physical strength, not just skill, to control the fight and avoid losing rounds. At the same time, he doesn't rule out Boots Ennis having knockout power if the opportunity comes. His analysis shows why this matchup is so unpredictable. Both fighters bring different strength, and when style styles clash like this, the outcome often depends on small moments rather than overall reputation.
Pressure? I mean, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. It always comes down to that night. You know what I mean? You gotta be right that night. In my opinion, Xander would have to use his size. You know what I mean? Use your size, impose your will. Box a little bit, but impose your will at times. You know what I mean? Don't let Boots steal the rounds. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who's to say though? That kid might hit hard enough to get a knockout. We don't know. You know what I mean? And that's why I love the fight.
Absolutely.
We don't know, because one thing I can say, not to cut you off, when your back is to the wall, man, you do some amazing things. You know what I'm saying? So who knows?
No retreat, no surrender, right?
Show the Adult makes a strong statement by ranking Boots Ennis as one of the most skilled fighters in boxing, second only to Shakur Stevenson in his opinion. He focuses purely on technical ability rather than achievements, which shows how highly Boots is rated in boxing circles. However, he also leaves a small window open by saying Xander could still prove him wrong, which keeps the debate alive.
I think Boots is a more skilled boxer than Xander Zayas. I think Boots is phenomenal. I got him as the second best fighter in the world. I got Shakur Stevenson one. And when I say that, I'm not talking about accolades, what they've achieved, achievements and stuff like that. I'm just talking about boxing ability. That's why I think Boots beat him. Unless, like my man said, he's not as good as I think. And I said that when the fight was announced.
Roy Jones Jr. gives a measured but honest assessment, acknowledging that Xander Zayas is a solid fighter but still questioning whether he has reached the level of Boot. Yet his advice focuses on long-term development, stressing that Xander needs to keep improving every part of his game and expand his overall skill set if he wants to compete with elite-level fighters. By highlighting Boot's complete repertoire, he indirectly sets the standard very high.
Xander is a good fighter, but I don't know if he's on Boot's level yet.
What's the best advice you could give him if he's setting into it?
Just keep trying to advance, keep learning your craft, keep studying your craft, keep working on your repertoire, because having a deep repertoire is what's going to take to beat a guy like Boots, because Boots has a great repertoire.
Thank you, Roy.
Xander Zayas addresses concerns about weight and physical growth, making it clear that he is still developing as a fighter and adapting naturally at 154 pounds. He explains that he is working closely with an experienced nutrition team to manage his progression properly while staying strong and improving physically. This shows he is taking a professional approach rather than rushing his career. At the same time, it also highlights the reality that he is still growing into the division, which becomes an important factor when facing someone as physically and technically advanced as Boots Ennis.
What do you make of that?
Well, if they don't lose weight, then they got to move up, because that's the whole point of fighting at 154. You got to make a little bit of weight. I'm growing, I'm getting better, I'm getting bigger. We keep controlling it. I have a great nutritionist team that work with me. The ones that work with Terence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, so they know what they're doing, and I believe in them throughout my whole career.
Oscar de la Hoya gives a very balanced breakdown, admitting the fight is extremely close while still slightly leaning toward Jaron Ennis due to his overall skill and momentum. He highlights how dangerous both fighters are, especially in terms of distance control and punching variety. However, what stands out is the bigger picture. He mentions the frustration of matchmaking delays in the division. While Boots is seen as slightly favored, Xander Zayas being in this conversation at all shows how quickly his stock is rising. With Crawford now aligned with Xander's name in discussions, the pressure shifts again because expectations increase dramatically. This isn't just about one fight anymore. It's about who takes control of the entire 154-pound division. Both fighters are being positioned for future dominance, but Xander's path feels more narrative-driven right now, especially with major names indirectly supporting his rise.
Well, Xander Zayas is a very good fighter, a complete fighter, a fighter who I think presents next to the most, he probably the second most difficult guy to fight in the weight class, because he's rangy. He can do so many things. He can fight inside. He can fight outside. He's a great body puncher. He's a very, very respected guy, and I think he's very mature for his age. Boots, on the other hand, is looking for that coming out party type fight. So he got to fight somebody at this point. And because he couldn't get A, he went to B. And I like that about Boots, because Boots saying, I want all the smoke. If this one won't take me, I'll go find the next one. And so, since he couldn't make the fight with Ortiz, he made the fight with Xander. this is what you want to see. This is a barn burner, I think. May the best man win, but both of these guys are capable of becoming the biggest threat to Fundora in the weight class, because right now, Fundora is still
But Zayas is, again, he's the most marketable guy right now in this hemisphere, I think, as far as young guys. Not that Ennis isn't, again, but there's that Puerto Rican fan base, if you give them a champion like that with all the marketability that Zayas has, they will blend in very.
This is pure post-brawl intensity from Xander Zayas, showing a mindset built on breaking opponents mentally and physically. He believes Jaron Ennis will eventually reach a point where he cannot process the fight or respond effectively, which shows extreme confidence in his pressure game. However, the most important part is not just aggression, but how convinced Xander is that experience and toughness will take over once chaos starts. With Crawford's backing in the bigger narrative, this confidence feels amplified. But against someone like Boots, these psychological declarations can either become reality or completely backfire when the pace shifts and the opponent refuses to break. It is a high-risk mindset built on belief in control under pressure.
In the sport, they say that he's beatable, but they didn't fight him. So anyway,
pew 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 pew.
It's an interesting dynamic, man. I'm impressed with the fight. I want to see what ends up happening between these two fighters, and hopefully.
Bradley pointed out a fatal defensive habit, dropping the hands under pressure and leaving the left side completely exposed against an opponent equipped with a lethal fight-ending overhand right and punishing uppercut. That dropping guard isn't just a simple mistake. It is an open invitation for a knockout that could leave him staring at the stadium lights.
Occasionally he will follow his ass once he, if he goes, Xander pulls out left, he'll try to, meet him with a left hook or meet him with a right hand. But, it wasn't nothing that was like crazy. With head movement, the shit that Boots gonna be doing, all that head movement and
This breakdown highlights exactly why this matchup is generating massive hype in the boxing world. Both Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis are viewed as elite young fighters at their peak development stage, making this a true 50-50 type clash. Xander's experience as a unified champion and long amateur-to-pro transition gives him composure, while Boots brings raw dominance and unanswered questions at this weight class. The debate around whether Ennis is still untested at 154 adds more fuel to the rivalry. However, Xander benefits from being battle-tested and more structurally developed, especially with elite-level guidance and Crawford's linked influence in his circle. This is not just a fight. It is a proving ground for both fighters to establish who truly belongs at the top of the division in front of a massive crowd and global spotlight.
They're still two young guys. Boots is 28, but he's still a young guy. He's in his prime. And, Xander Zayas is 23. And when I look at this matchup initially, the first thing I think about, is it too soon for Xander Zayas? Is it a year too soon? Is it a year and a half too soon? Some would say, but he's still a two-time world champion. That doesn't mean that he's ready for this. I think Xander, and I like Xander a lot. I like him a lot personally. I like his movement. I like how he's carried himself. And I like him. I've seen his growth, calling his fights on ESPN. He's got a lot to like. He's got the range. He's got the height. He's tough. He got a whole country behind him, and he fully embraces trying to be the next great Puerto Rican champion. And he's going to cause some problems for Boots Ennis throughout this fight. But my initial question is this too soon? Or is it the right time? Is it ripe and the right time for Xander Zayas? And for Jaron Boots Ennis, he needed this name. He needed this kind of matchup because that's been the biggest knock on him. It's like
Andre Ward gives a very balanced but critical breakdown of the matchup. Focusing on timing and development, he acknowledges Xander's skill set, physical tools, and strong fan base, but still questions whether this is the right moment for him to face elite opposition like Jaron Ennis. That too soon or right time debate is central here because it defines the pressure Xander is under. However, he also clearly states that Xander will cause problems for Boots, which shows this is not a one-sided matchup. With Crawford's influence and rising confidence behind him, Xander is stepping into a defining moment where talent alone is not enough. Timing and maturity become just as important. For Boots, this fight is a chance to silence criticism about his level of opposition. But for Xander, it is a chance to prove he belongs among elite contenders right now, not in the future.